say, we're having a real garage of idiots moment here, and I'm gonna pull the motor out of this, go junkyard another EJ251, and toss that in. I'm not real sure where the time lapse stopped, but I have a bunch of the accessories out of the way. So I'm gonna start pulling the power steering that stays in the car and the air conditioning that stays in the car. And after that, it's engine mounts and bell housing bolts, and pretty much the end for today. Okay, it's been a couple hours. Exhaust is off, accessories are off, bell housing bolts are off. Only thing that's still hooked up is the clutch slave, because hopefully I can press on the clutch and it'll separate the transmission and the engine. So I'm going to find some place to set you, then I'm going to go inside and step on the clutch. Hope you can see okay. Did it work? Looks like it worked. And that's where we're going to leave off for today, because I don't have the engine hoist to pick it up out of the engine bay. This was also the dry run before we go to the pick and pull tomorrow. See ya. This thing is no Subaru. So we're at pick and pull. Here's an Outback with an EJ251. Let's get started yanking it out. You'll probably see the first engine that we pulled today. Matt then made the convincing argument of, why not this one too? So why not that one too? So you just saw us pick and pulling these couple motors. It definitely looks like that old motor was leaking a long time. Looks better to me. I might actually be able to tell if stuff is leaking. So I need to transfer clutch from the dead engine to the new engine. I'm probably going to leave the motor mounts. I think, and this is hubris talking, I think it'll all just plug in, so I'm not going to transfer intake manifold. Let's go.
I'd rather wake up next to a stranger than wake up next to you. 'Cause you're covered in sick. Do you know who you are? I'm so glad I'm not you. This ain't the end of me. All the things that I could be. This is the end of you. After all the
So the new motor's in and it's hooked up the bare minimum to test it. It has oil, fuel is hooked up, starter is hooked up, battery is hooked up, and the harness is hooked up. That's it. For starters, the fuel pump relay is disconnected, so it's going to crank and crank until that oil light goes out. Then I'll plug that back in and then we'll start it. Fuel pump relays plugged back in. So that's about as far as we're going to get tonight. Have coolant, have a cooling system. Just didn't get it in the car yet. There's not a whole lot left on the cowl though, so that's cool. So I just need to finish connecting up the exhaust, putting in the cooling system, and then it's test drive time. So time lapse. Okay, it's all back together. Gonna start it up just to bleed the cooling system. This isn't too large of a pile of miscellaneous to have left over, right? Right? Well, I think it sounds a lot quieter than the old motor. So it seems to be happy. It's not pissing fluids everywhere. It's not knocking like a skeleton in a filing cabinet. So, seems good. Test drive shortly. So this motor seems a lot better than the old one had been for quite a while. So fingers crossed that it stays working well. Time to head home, have a shower, have a beer, and that concludes this little mini project for the winter beater. Like wrenching on cars is a lot more fun when you're doing it on purpose, as opposed to because crap has broken. So more Garage of Idiots in the future.